Go. Hello and welcome to Espresso with Saul. Today we're going to be revisiting the BRNO. Now, why are we going to do that? Well, just so happens I picked up some other rounds for this handgun. For those of you who haven't seen the previous video on it, the BRNO, or Bruno, however they pronounce it, is a Czech-made single-action auto-loading handgun. This one holds, I believe the magazines are a 16-round capacity, so 16 plus 1. This one has been cut to fit a Trigicon on it. So I have the RMR on here, red dot. Now, it's got kind of a funky front end of the barrel, and that's because it's actually weighted. Now, what's different about the BRNO is it's designed to shoot these high velocity rounds. Let me show you what we're looking at here. So these are the rounds that I originally got and are most commonly found with, at least online for sale. And so this is the dynamic shock effect bullet for this. And this one says it is rated at, it's a 101 grain bullet, and it is rated at, oh, here we go, 1950 feet per second. That's flying. But when we originally tested this firearm, either they have a magazine issue or the design of the bullets is the issue, and it's not really cycling all that well. We're just getting far too many jams for a firearm that costs this much and for bullets that cost this much. I'm not ready to give up on it yet though. So I picked up another couple boxes, and now this is the high terminal effect bullet. Now this looks like a hollow point, and whether it is or is not, what it says here is it's a nose discarding reduced velocity round. And it says it's used for target or defense, as opposed to this one over here is target and tactical. Now, what's the difference? Well, I really couldn't tell you. You know, up until today, we're not going to have tested this particular round out at all. So this high terminal effect, the reduced velocity on it is 1800 feet per second. And it is a 95 grain bullet. So I don't know that this nose is actually designed to expand, which is why it's not called a hollow point. I think it's supposed to break away and fragment or something to that effect. So I'm not too worried about all of that. What I really want is a firearm that works. That's what I want. I think this is a cool design. I think the bullets are a cool idea. I think they either need to fix the quality control on the magazines, or they need to design the bullets to actually function in the handguns that they're selling us. So what I'm going to do is we're going to step on over to the range, and guess what? We're still under a fire warning. I can't shoot at any of my metal clangers. They're just telling me no. All I can shoot at are soft targets. So we'll throw a few soda jugs out there. We'll shoot at the target. Essentially, I don't even really care how well this groups right now. I just want to see if buying this particular batch of bullets will actually help it to work. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see what we can do over here at the shooting range. I'll see you over there. Okay, look guys, this may be an extremely short video. I don't know how this is going to work out. I did throw some soda jugs up there to shoot at also, but I've got 3 of the 4 magazines loaded right now. If everything goes smooth through 3 mags, yeah, I'll be happy to load one more just to continue to test them. But if this thing just starts malfunctioning right off the bat, I'm going to switch to another magazine, and we'll just wait and see how we do. Also, I might even at some point just, if things are functioning really well, I may jerk the trigger as fast as I can just to see if I can cause any malfunctions with it if it appears to be working. So we're going to run us through its paces a little bit and see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Let's see how we do. Huh. Well, so far, I like the round. It seems to function. You know, I normally don't advise just spazzing the rounds, as Paul would call it, but I'm really waiting for this thing to jam, and it seems to be working quite well. Huh. I think we're going to be loading up that 4th magazine. Okay, you guys saw that funny look I just gave you. Check this out. We've got a primer strike right there, dead center in that round. So we haven't had any malfunctions as far as jamming. It seems to feed flawlessly in the firearm, but maybe the QC on the ammo, I don't know. I wonder if we're going to have any more of that. However, it's not in here stovepiping sideways in the pistol. Even when I'm up here spazzing, as Paul would say, just spraying rounds randomly, it's not malfunctioning at all. So, you know, so far, so good. And, oh, by the way, you know, while I was doing all that spazzing, I didn't even check and see, you know, I just thought it was an empty magazine and all, but no, there was actually one left in here, and I didn't even look. I just swapped them out to keep going. So far, so good. Let's see if this last magazine holds up. Well, it made it through that magazine just fine. Okay. I think I'm going to load up that last magazine, shoot some more of this. Okay. We have one more magazine to test out. I'm actually kind of excited. We've got some rounds that work with this thing. Probably should have patched up that darn target over there, but once again, we're not as concerned with the target. Typically, I don't like using these glasses with the red dot. Since that's a soft target, I'm going to take them off just for this exercise here and see what the last 8 rounds feel like. Just look, that's, you know what? Yeah, that felt a little bit better, although I did have one low flyer. Okay, great news. We found a round that works pretty darn well in the FK BRNO. Let's head on over the table and talk about it. Okay, well, that's exciting. Nice to know that my FK BRNO isn't just a big old paperweight, something to be thrown at any attacker or bear that might be charging my way. Do they need to stay on top of or get ahead of their quality control as far as ammo is concerned? Maybe. You know, that we may have just found the 1 in 10,000 round that we'd have a problem with. You know, however, 4 magazines, 16 rounds per magazine, so we went through 64 rounds and we have 1 dud. Not great, but at least the magazines work. At least the firearms work. If the issue with the cycling and the feeding with this firearm has everything to do with the flat head or flat nose of this one particular DSE round, the dynamic shock effect round, if that's the only reason why it's jamming, well, we can work around that. I know that they have another type of ammo out there for me to pick up. Obviously now I'm definitely going to have to pick it up. I'm going to have to try it out. And then really I need to pick up some extra boxes of this HTE and see, are we going to have a dud every 50 rounds? Are we going to have a dud every 1,000 rounds? What is it going to be? And then I think we can more accurately evaluate this particular handgun. And you know, the cool things that this thing can be and can do for us. Lightweight round, heavier firearm. The perceived recoil is negligible. It really isn't that bad at all. Now, I will tell you one of the cons on this. For a single action firearm, man, it's got a crunchy trigger to it. Holy cow. Here, let me show you. All right, magazine's out. It's just, you know, actually, let me do that again for you, left-handed. So we have that much slop in a single action firearm, and it just is a little crunchy, and then when you go to pull it, it's just, I don't know. It's pretty heavy, pretty crunchy. Not the best trigger. I think they could improve on that. And yeah, my other evaluation is I think they can improve on the shape of their ammo so it actually feeds and cycles in their handguns better. At this point, that's what we're going to say. And we're also going to say maybe quality control issues on the ammo itself. Stay tuned. We'll do a little bit more research on this really interesting design of a firearm. Talk to you soon, guys.